I came this close to dismissing this pack without giving it a fair chance. You see, I'm not a big fan of Osprey packs. Hopes that you will think it's nice because it's got a lot of stuff. To me, Osprey packs are heavy, bulky, and honestly just overloaded with unnecessary features. Like I've said in other videos, I just don't believe that backpacks need all these pockets, zippers, and straps, and everything else they put on more traditional packs. And if it wasn't for the bear canister requirement on a recent trip, I may not have tried this pack at all. But I'm so glad I did because I actually really like this pack, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so I was recently packing for a trip along the Olympic coast, and I was really wanting an excuse to take my current favorite pack, the Z-Pack's Arc Haul, but Olympic National Park requires bear canisters, and as much as I like the Arc Haul, it's not great for bear canisters, especially big bear canisters. So this forced me to look at different options, and I just received the new Exos Pro 55, and so I decided to give it a try. Not only did it swallow this massive bear canister, but it's got a lot more features I just haven't seen on Osprey packs. Okay, so my biggest complaint about Osprey packs is how heavy they are. It's not uncommon for Ospreys to be 5 pounds or more, but the new Exos Pro 55 is less than half that at just 2 pounds 5 ounces, which certainly isn't the lightest, but makes it a viable option for someone who is wanting to lighten their load into the lightweight or even ultralight categories. Now, most true ultralight packs are going to be under 2 pounds, and the Exos Pro doesn't quite make it, but they did make the brain of this pack removable to shed another 3 ounces, which brings the pack down to 2 pounds 2 ounces, which is really good for a pack like this. But this is also my first complaint because the little flap that they included to keep this a functional pack with the hood off just feels inadequate. Not to mention it's in the way when you are using the pack with the hood, which I think most people are going to do since it only adds 3 ounces and makes this a much more functional pack. Now that I could get over, but they also put this compression strap inside the pack. So most packs still have a compression strap that goes over the outside of the main compartment of the pack to help compress and tighten everything down. Even roll top ultralight packs have this, and it's really useful for keeping things compact. With most traditional packs, the strap is covered by the hood, but since the Pro's hood is removable, Osprey didn't want to cover their secondary Precious logo with the compression strap, so they put it on the inside where it's just not as easy to use and doesn't do that great of a job at actually compressing your load. And while I'm talking about complaints, I'll just go ahead and say I don't like the elastic closure on the left hip belt pocket. I wish they would have made both sides a zippered pocket so I don't have to worry about anything falling out. But those are my only complaints on this pack. Everything else I really like. For instance, I feel like the Exos Pro is a true hybrid pack. Like I've said many times before, traditional packs have too many pockets, zippers, and straps that just aren't needed. But the Exos Pro keeps with the standard 2-side elastic pockets and a center mesh pocket that is what pretty much all ultralight packs have. But it also adds the brain, which pretty much no ultralight packs have. And I'm realizing that I really miss having a brain.
If I only had a brain.
As much as I hate on excessive zippers, it's really nice to have this one generous pocket up top to put quick access items in with a zipper so I know nothing's gonna fall out. Back when I was exclusively using traditional packs, I would always keep my rain gear and my water filter up in the brain for quick and easy access. But when I started using ultralight packs, all that got moved to the outer mesh pocket where they take up most of the space. But with the Exos Pro, I can put my rain gear up top and leave the mesh pocket for things like a mid layer and gloves that I always want to keep on till the last minute and need some place to stash them quick. So with the lightweight, the 2-side and the center mesh pockets, and the traditional brain, the Osprey Exos Pro feels like what a hybrid pack should be. And that's not even the best part about this pack. But before I talk about that, I need to talk about this week's sponsor. And I want to start by saying how incredibly thankful I am to Moose Jaw for being a continued supporter of this channel. I mentioned recently that none of my sponsors tell me what I can or can't say about the gear that I review. And that couldn't be more true of Moose Jaw. They give me complete freedom to talk about what I want to talk about and say whatever I want to say about it. Most of the time, they don't even know what gear I'm talking about until they watch these videos themselves. In fact, Moose Jaw recently came out with their own line of coolers, and they sent me samples with no obligation to even talk about them. Especially knowing that this is a backpacking channel and no one's going to take one of these things backpacking, but that doesn't mean you don't need a cooler, and these are top-notch, high-quality coolers with long-lasting insulation and really cool features. To give you an idea of how nice these coolers are, Moose Jaw sent me 6 different coolers, and at first my wife was like, oh my god. But after I opened them, she was like, okay, keep these 4 and get rid of the others. 4 out of 6 coolers she wanted to keep because of how nice they were. Needless to say, these are really nice coolers. Look, I could have just said use code MLOMJ for 10% off most things Moose Jaw sells, 5% off things already on sale. Some exclusions do apply. I could have just said that and been done, but these coolers are really cool, no pun intended. Okay, now for the best thing about the Exos Pro 55, and probably the one thing that really makes this what a hybrid pack should be, is the suspension. Look at this springy mesh and arching frame of this pack. This is probably the best back ventilation out of any pack that I have ever used. The arching frame and even the structure of the frame remind me of the Z-Pack's Arc Hull, which I love, but unfortunately for Z-Packs, Osprey has executed the design better, and their pack even seems to hold more. As I mentioned, the thing that made me take this pack to begin with was the bare canister requirement. The Z-Packs really struggles with even a small bare canister like the Bare Vault 450, and the larger Backpacker's Cache blows the frame out to the point that I thought it would break. But the Exos Pro carried it with no problems despite its 55-liter size compared to the Arc Hull's 60-liter size. But like I said, it's the suspension that really makes this pack stand out. It's probably one of the more comfortable suspensions that I've ever used, and that a lot of times is what differentiates a traditional pack from an ultralight pack. A lot of traditional packs rely on thick padding to offset heavy loads, but this pack managed to be comfortable even at heavier loads without loading the pack down with unnecessary padding. It really is a testament to Osprey's years of suspension design. Now, I haven't pushed the limits of the suspension, but I have carried over 30 pounds over the course of several trips and found the pack to be very comfortable even at those relatively higher weights. All in all, I found myself liking this pack a lot more than I expected, but I'm curious what you think. Would you try the Exos Pro? Are you more of a traditional hiker that wants to dabble in ultralight, or are you more of an ultralight that wouldn't mind a better suspension? Drop me a comment and let me know. Thank you, Moose Jaw, for sponsoring this video. Please like, subscribe, and do all those other things. And as always, thanks for watching.